What is good with y'all, man? So today we're going to be talking about free form passing. Now, I did a video about a week ago talking about how to free form passing, etc, etc, but today I'm going to be breaking down the best settings to use for each of the versions of free form passing. You got near, you have far, and you have no max distance. Now, in my opinion, with the passing type, it doesn't matter if you're on placement or placement accuracy. Just make sure on one of the two. In my opinion, I didn't think they were that much different. Make sure you're not on classic. Classic, you'll not be able to use any of these features. And like I said before, passing slowdown does not matter. Just make sure all your meter and reticles are all visible. So we're going to talk about near first. So that's the one that I personally use. If you're going to use near, the settings I would use for it, if you are just like very comfortable with it and you're doing good with near, I would leave it on 7. If you're actually struggling with near a little bit, I would only lower it 1, lower it to 6. You don't need to go any lower than 6, because near, basically how it is, it's just compared to far. Like if you had it on far, right, far lets you extend the ball even farther, right? No max distance, you put the ball where you want to. It's a little crazy. So near, near, in my opinion, is just a way better pass lead. That's all it is. It's a way better pass lead. Like I said, if you're actually struggling with it and you feel like you're overthrowing passes with it, leave it on 6. If you feel like you're doing fine with it, put it on 7. If you wanna put it on 8, that's up to you. I wouldn't, honestly, I would stick to 7 or 6. If you're struggling, 6. If you're doing fine, leave it on 7. You really don't need to put near on 8. Now, if we're putting this thing on far, you are going to want to lower this thing. You are going to want to lower this. I would recommend, starting out, you might want to put this on like 2 or 3. I'll be honest. Now, I don't use far yet. I'm not ready for it. I don't know if honestly I'll ever be ready for it. I feel like near, as a better pass lead, is fine for me, right? But starting out for far, you want to put this either on 2 or 3, because if you honestly, and I don't think you ever even want to get to a point where you're putting this on 7. I feel like when you get comfortable with this, you want to put this thing on 4 or 5. When you feel like, all right, I have this thing kind of mastered, 4 or 5. Or honestly, you might, be like, you know what, I'm fine with 2 or 3 forever, because you don't need to have this thing eventually like, oh, we got to get to 20 or something. No, you don't ever want to. I couldn't imagine you using one of these sliders on 20. I'll be honest, it's got to be crazy. So for far, I would recommend starting out 2 or 3, and then eventually, if you want to finalize it, go to like 4 or 5. You can, which I think is extreme, because far is crazy in the long run. But 2 or 3 to start out, I think is fine. Now with no max distance, here's the thing with no max distance. Near, like I said, it's a better pass lead. Far, it's almost kind of like you are putting the ball where you want to in a way, and in no max distance, you are putting the ball wherever you want to. Like, it is, I honest to God, I've never even used no max. This is the only one I haven't even used. I'll be honest, I have never used it. I don't know if anyone has. I don't know if anyone's even using. I know some people that are using far right now, and they are actually doing really well with it. But I don't know anyone that's using no max distance. If you're going to use no max distance, you might want to just leave this thing on 2. Like, I'm going to put it on 2 right now, and I'm going to test it. I've honestly never used it. Here we go. I'm going to try to throw a streak to Devontae Smith with it. Here we go. Here we go. I'll be honest, that was a good throw, but that's because I finessed it with the stick. Like, I didn't pass lead all the way up. I kind of finessed it, finagled it. This time, I'm going to do it as if I was pass leading this thing upfield. Let's see where this thing, and yeah, when you no max distance, they're going to launch that thing. That's basically kind of like I guess your quarterback's entire arm. Because think about it. Right now, I'm on the 10-yard line. Let's see how far he could throw this ball. From the 10 all the way to, that looked like the 55, maybe. Yeah, that looked like the 55 or 45. I'm not going to lie. So you have to kind of like finesse it. I don't know. It's kind of difficult. I mean, honestly, it's not that it's difficult. The problem, now, how about this? We're gonna raise no max distance, right? Watch this. It's not difficult. It's just when you're in game, it's hard to kind of just finagle the stick when you got pressure coming in, screaming at you. Let's put it at no max distance on 4. Let's see how crazy this gets. Let's see if I can lead this thing even more upfield. Oh yeah, look like he got a little bit more on that. That got to the 40. Hey, that one got to the 40. It looked like. I'm gonna try to finesse it this time. Let's see how easy it is to kind of finesse it. Finesse it a little bit. So as long as you finesse it a little bit, it seems like they put it in a good spot. But like I said, in my opinion, it's challenging to finesse where you want to put the ball in game, just because like You know, you got like every single time you drop back, there's a lot of pressure coming at you. It's a very blitz heavy game. It's hard to sit back and just kind of finesse where you want to put the ball. I'm pass leaving the hell out that ball, which is why I leave it on near on 7, because that's how it is. It's a better pass lead. Now, some people, what they actually do is every time they drop back, they leave their thing on hold. They're holding L2 the second the ball is snapped. I don't do that. The only time I really freeform pass is if I'm throwing if I'm throwing anything over like 30 yards. All right, I'll get 25, 30 yards. I'm freeform passing. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, like I said, if you're going near, I would recommend 7. If you're struggling on near, drop it down to 6. If you want to go far, I would say starting out, put it on 2 or 3, and then if you feel comfortable, you can put it on 4 and 5. It's up to you, but personally, I would say 2 or 3. If you're gonna go no max distance, I don't know, I'd leave this thing on 2. I don't think we need to go past 2, to be honest. So yeah, that is basically it though, for settings that I would recommend for freeform passing. If you guys got any other information on freeform passing, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about the no max distance. I don't even know if anyone's using no max distance right now. I know a lot of people using near. I know some people using far. I don't know anyone using no max distance. So that's just what that is right now. But you definitely want to use freeform passing. You don't want to use, if you're using classic, you're just putting yourself at a disadvantage. I'll be honest, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. Don't do it. So that's pretty much gonna do it though, boys. Like, comment, subscribe, man, and your boy is out.